Greetings, beautiful ones. How are you doing this new day? I am Satya, the Cosmic Divine Mother Essence, and today in this video, I pose the question, are you true to yourself? Let's explore the word Satya. That is what we will be talking about. I will be sharing with you today, Satya. This is a Sanskrit word that means truthfulness. Let that resonate. Make space in your mind to allow for that word to uplift you today, dear ones. Yes, I am talking about being truthful to yourself because Satya is about being truthful to yourself, being truthful to others, and overall being truthful in your everyday interactions. So can we really say that each and every one of us, we are truthful in our everyday actions? Can we really be true on that? So think about it. Think about it. Now, I'm sharing this because for the last 20 plus years, I have been observing and learning and growing. And as I said, Satya is a Sanskrit word from one of the oldest languages that we know of. Yeah, of course, there could be other languages, but Sanskrit is a ancient language that we know of. Just emphasizing that. It is the first of the 8 limbs in yoga. Now, I'm not going to get all into that because I'm emphasizing truthfulness. I'm emphasizing Satya. If you can be truthful to yourself, if you can be honest to yourself, and ask yourself, okay, you can think back just from your previous day. Was I truthful to myself such and such a day? Yesterday, 2 days ago, today, am I truthful? So think about that. Because again, as I say in all of my videos, we lose ourselves, and because of us losing ourselves, and when I say losing ourselves, we're just not conscious. We fluctuate in and out of different levels and different ways of consciousness. But Satya, if we add that philosophy, because I can just share with you, dear ones, for the last 20 plus years, or I can even say more than that, since a child, I have been observing the world around me. I have been observing myself. And this is something that I have been learning. And as I said, looking through the lens of reality and seeing what I see. And I can just share with you from everything that I have learned about the word Satya. Most of us are not as truthful as we think we are. And the reason being, from what I have come to learn, is we pivot to other people's beliefs, to the society belief, right? If you go to church, to that belief, whatever those beliefs are there, whatever those beliefs are in your family, it's like we pivot. So then we're not truthful to ourselves because trying to fit in to whatever group that you are around. But this is the beauty of all that, which I'm learning, and I know this, and so do you. To actually put it into practice is another thing. And this is, I have always said, I said this to a very close soul sister of mine. We can know so much information. We can have so much knowledge. But if we do not implement the knowledge that we have within us, what good is it? So you can read a book and there can be important key things in there that you resonate with and you could add to your life because it's going to help you to follow through with being true to yourself. But if you don't implement those steps, whatever was in that book, or however you want to implement these steps, then what good is it, right? So we have to apply the knowledge to our lives. We really do. We can't just read it and then go about our merry way and then don't apply it to our lives. And if we don't, that means you do not want to live a life that is truthful. We all do want to live a life that is truthful, but this life journey, because of the ups and downs, is not that easy. We pivot all the time. We try to please certain people. We try to fit in instead of standing true in our own integrity. Yeah. Try it out. Give that a try. Give Satya a try. Now, I have taken a yoga training recently. It's really ironic because all of the yoga philosophy I resonate with deeply. But I can share with you that I have always been practicing Satya. Now, I didn't have a name for it. I have always been a seeker, which I believe we are all seekers. Yes, I do. You may not call yourself a seeker, because I didn't call myself a seeker either this whole process of my journey. But as I continued on my journey, I start to realize more and more and more. And Satya is one of the most important principles and experiences that I, from a child, would question. I would question other people's truthfulness and mine as a child. I would look around and I would see things and it would not line up. So this is a life process of cultivating your own worthiness, your own authenticness with yourself. Because when you do that, dear ones, it will help in all of your relationships across the board. When you are true to yourself, when you don't pivot because of a person, because of an organization, because of a societal belief, when you can stand firmly in your own integrity and allow yourself to do what you can do, meaning do not stretch yourself if it's going to hurt you. You have to follow your own compass in life. Now, some of us like to be stretched, and it is good to be stretched. And when I say stretched, I mean stretched in your mental capacity, stretched in your physical capacity, stretched in your emotional capacity. Yes, it is good to be stretched at times because that helps us to elevate, and it helps us to see that, wow, I can do that. Wow, I didn't know I could do that. And if I didn't do what I did, I would probably never know because I didn't even try. So, yes, it's good to stretch us, but then, too, it's good to stretch in our mental minds, in our physical bodies, and in our emotional states of being. But also, we need to be true when things could hurt us. So we have to be true to that. We can't just do everything because Bob is doing it or Susie's doing it. No, Bob is doing it because he's comfortable. But maybe I cannot do it right now. Maybe a little later in life, I will be able to do it. So that's another part of being true to yourself. Yes, and I definitely am pointing that out because I have learned, and I'm still learning, that the way that we learn things in life, the way that we do things in life, we have to find our own rhythm. Now, a person may do or may drive in their car. They may drive in their car and they have to go to a place that's like an hour away. So there are some people who speed and they may get there 10 or 20 minutes earlier because guess what? They were speeding. And then there's another person that may get there in an hour. The time that it said, the estimated time that it says that that's the time you will arrive. And then we have another person that may drive slower because guess what? They're going in their own rhythm. So they may get to that place that the estimated time said an hour. They may get there an hour and 10 minutes because they were going in their own rhythm, right? They wasn't going by the estimated time. They got there when they got there, and that was the right time for them. And it's just like learning a skill. Some people might learn a skill in a day. Some people may learn a certain skill in a week. Does it make that person any less than you? No, because that person is being true to themselves. So that is something I am definitely pointing out in this video is that we have to find our own rhythm in life. And when we do find our own rhythm in life, that Sanskrit word Satya, it will be so highlighted because you are being authentic. You're not trying to be like Bob, like I said. No, you're not trying to be something else. Yeah, that is something that I am experiencing right now. It does not make you any less of a person if you do something slower than another person. That's the way you do it. You're going to get it done, but you're going to do it in your own rhythm. So that is what Satya is all about. Learning who you are in this life journey or on this life journey and not pivoting, not trying to people please, not trying to fit in, but being who you are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, learning and growing, and do not stretch because somebody else did. You stretch because you want to stretch. That's the difference, right? So Satya, this is I would say, at least from when I caught on to this, like I said, I didn't call it Satya. It was just my personal experience of me learning, fitting into the world, seeing what's going on. So I didn't call it Satya. But I do align with that, with this philosophy, because it's all about being truthful. being truthful to yourself. And dear ones, when we are truthful to ourselves, we make this world shine. Satya is a word that each person, I believe, should try to the best of your ability to practice truthfulness. And what did I say? The truthfulness is you being true to yourself. You being true to yourself every day. Because when we are true to ourselves, dear ones, that is when your relationships will grow. Everything will grow because you're being true to yourself. So, dear ones, if your heart is calling you to be true today, to be authentic, then listen. Listen to that call. Listen to that call within your heart. Yes. Listen to the call within your heart, and everything will work out for you. You can always look up Satya. As I said, it's a Sanskrit word and it's spelled Satya, and it is one of the first limbs in yoga. It's all about mortal discipline, and it is a Eastern philosophy. Here in the Western world, I feel we need to adapt to more of these Eastern philosophies because it helps us to grow. It helps us to see ourselves. It helps us to be true to ourselves. And it helps us gain insight and greater perspectives of ourselves, which I think is just the greatest thing when we can see ourselves in the world, when we can be authentic and true every day, then that is elevating you and it is elevating our planet. All right, dear ones. So enjoy this new day. You can look up the Sanskrit word Satya, truthfulness, dear ones, being true to yourself every day. And watch your relationships blossom. All right, dear ones, take care. Blessings, light, and love.